Alright, hello everyone. We are back with the NaNoRenO playthroughs. I am JP III from VNsNow.com and VNsNow TV right here on YouTube, and we are going to have to double this up really quick. Usually the NaNoRenO average for games completed is half, so I thought I was doing really good with what we were doing before. However, unbeknownst to me in the last few days, we had a flood of latecomers come in. We currently have a little over 60 projects. So, half, if I stick to my goal, half will be 30 games. That means we are going to have to get the let out because I want to get this knocked out before the end of the month. A lot of good stuff, a lot of rough stuff. We're going to talk about it all around month's end and have little mini reviews as the series goes on. But today we have Lost Heroes, a Legend of Zelda fan game. I am a big fan. Oh, well, no, that's not the right way to put it. I'm a very recent convert to the Legend of Zelda series. You can thank Twilight Princess for that one. And I enjoy the mythology of it. I enjoy, like, now that I've gone back and played Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and a few others, really enjoy the series for its place in gaming and just the whole mythological aspect to it. So, this should be interesting because if they betray Zelda, well, fans can't betray. If they bastardize Zelda, you'll hear it pretty quickly from me. But we're still looking for our first bingo, and this one has a lot of promise. It looks like it already has the basic Ren'Py UI. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, let's see what we can get out of this. Chapter 1. Oh, it's not totally basic. That's a shame. I study our newest destination as we make our way through the gates of Hyrule Castletown. I really hope these people are more gullible than those in the last place we visited. I doubt it, though. It's not like this is some rinky-dink kingdom. This is a place of legendary heroes favored by the goddesses. This smug bastard. The whole muted color scheme is starting to become popular again, or more used again, and I don't know how I feel about that. Or maybe I've just gotten used to oversaturation, I don't know. I always wanted to visit Hyrule. Never had the chance to after the whole kerfuffle a few years ago. I turned to my pompous partner, his chest puffed out, acting as if the citizens of Hyrule should be thankful that he's gracing them with his presence. Did I say partner? No. I guess his servant would be a more appropriate term. Orson calls himself a traveling hero. We go from place to place, offering his services for a price, of course. And that's what he claims, anyway. In actuality, he's a professional swindler, tricking people into giving him a job and then running off with the advance payment. In rare cases, he would complete his promised task in an effort to maintain what little reputation he had, but those times were few and far between. Me? Well, I'm one of those idiots that fell for his tagline hook, line, and sinker. He showed up in my hometown of Radun, a long way from here. I was obsessed with tales of heroes and grand adventures, and tired of my mundane teenage life of working at my parents' inn, I practically jumped at the chance to join him. My parents knew, my town knew, everyone with half a bit of sense knew that he was a liar, but not me. After my parents barred me from going, I snuck off anyway in the middle of the night. Seriously, the mustache wasn't a dead giveaway? I proved to them I could make it on my own outside of Radun, whatever it is. If only because I had no idea how to get back home again. I quickly found out that this so-called hero was a sham. I wasn't a protege, but a human pack mule. There were no adventures to be had, not that it mattered. Turns out I'm deathly afraid of monsters, from the creepy crawlies to the foul-smelling giants. I was a lot more courageous when those monsters were simply words on a page. This is going to be pleasant. Kietha? I have no idea how you'd even begin to pronounce that. Going with Kietha. That's gotta be it. Kietha, remind me of how much money we have saved. I quietly take a peek into the contents of my purse. Aw. Dark-skinned female protagonist. There goes one line. By my estimation, enough for one night's stay and maybe a loaf of slightly moldy bread. Orson deflates, realizing our circumstances. However, his dour mood doesn't last. Well, have no fear, my faithful companion. That won't be the case for long. I have a good feeling about this town. I can hear their voices crying out for help already, and I will be the one to save them. I'm not so sure about those imaginary voices, but the marketplace is certainly crowded with enough people. Orson greedily checked out a nearby fruit stand, and I have to grab him by the back of his collar to keep him from charging it. Sir, we should find a place of lodging first, unless you would like to sleep on the street again. After all of this time, I'm surprised she just doesn't walk away. Well, she said that she doesn't know her way home, but if she just walked away and said, hey, what's the nearest cart to ride on, somebody has to know where it's going. I mean, whatever. He grumbles something incoherent, but follows my suggestion, focusing his attention on finding an inn. As I'm looking around, I notice a few men in nobles' clothing lurking about. They seem pretty engrossed in their conversation. There were times I resorted to stealing in order to pay for meals, and it looks like this might be one of those days. First choice. You know what? I'm going to go the honorable route. Something tells me that's going to be better if I do. You know what? Just in case, I'm going to save it. Can this count as basic? I'm going to look up and see if this counts as basic Ren'Py UI, because it's just a blue colored UI with a shield in front of it. It's not exactly custom. We'll see. But for now, we're going the honorable route. Don't steal. I look away, my conscience getting the better of me. I'm not that starved that I have to resort to thievery. My eye catches a statue in the center of the town. I abandon Orson to check it out for myself. The statue is of a man holding a sword and a shield. The plaque at the bottom reads, "In honor of Link, the hero of time and savior of Hyrule." The sight dampens my spirits even further. Yeah, I'm sure these people with an actual legendary hero will be interested in hiring this swindling idiot. I lower my head in disappointment. On the bright side, maybe we'll run into this hero and I'll get a glimpse at a genuine article. I can only hope he isn't a self-centered ass like Orson. Kietha, what are you doing? Honestly, I turn away for 1 second and you run off. Pfft, he only cares because I'm holding on to his rupees and supplies. What's this? He reads the inscription below the statue and lets out a mocking laugh. Forget about the phone. Look at them honoring this fool. I've taken on twice as many foes as this kid. Yeah, sure you have. What was that? Did you find a place for us to stay tonight? Oh yes, a fine establishment it seems. I even procured a discount while you were off gallivanting about. I ignore his little jab and get up to follow him to the inn. We need to start job hunting immediately, so keep those ears of yours open. I'm sure it won't be too difficult. These people are likely starved for help from a real hero. I shake my head at how obtuse he is. It's like the man lives in a whole different world. Okay, you know the meaning of obtuse, but you can't figure out your way back home. Again. So the queen is thinking about going after him. I stop when I catch a particular conversation from a nearby guard that piques my interest. The advisors are giving her a hard time, though, telling her it's too dangerous, but the hero's been gone for a few days now. Where you hear all this? Aleph told me. Said he overheard them while he was on duty. I noticed Orson has also stopped and now wears a very large grin. He obviously heard the same conversation, causing the wheels to start turning in his head. I shake my head no. There's no way we are going to be able to trick the Queen of Hyrule. But of course he doesn't listen. He practically scripts his way over to the two guards. Gentlemen, it seems you have a bit of a problem. Who are you? Oh god, it says I really don't want to get arrested again. My name is Orson, the traveling hero of course, slayer of hundreds of deadly beasts. My name is known throughout the land. The two men give each other a confused glance. I ain't ever heard of you. Orson doesn't stumble as he's quite used to this response. He simply continues on with his practice speech. Well, you will know it soon enough. I hear that your own hero has gotten into a bit of a pickle. I'm here to offer to rescue him. I believe that will solve all your problems, would it not? The guard seems to consider the offer, much to my surprise. I suppose it's not too awful an idea, but we can't just introduce any riffraff to the queen. But gentlemen, just think of the big picture. I'm sure your queen would be quite grateful to you for providing her with this perfect solution. I resist the urge to groan as he's really pouring on his charm now. Yeah, that's true. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. If you just lead me to someone of authority that I can speak to, we'll get all the details sorted out. It's almost nightfall before we make it through all the proper channels and into the castle courtyard. I honestly cannot believe Orson managed to weasel his way in here. These people must be incredibly desperate. What that kind of looks like. It looks like a cross between Ocarina of Time Zelda and Twilight Princess Zelda. Close enough. Orson has been carrying himself like a professional this whole time, but even he is a bit taken aback when he comes face to face with Queen Zelda. Her presence is calming yet intimidating. There are no false pretenses here. This is the man you wished for me to meet? Her words make me want to hide in a corner, away from her scrutiny. Yes, your majesty, his name is Orson, and he assures us he can find and retrieve the hero from the water temple. I don't understand why this is necessary. Are you so desperate to keep me out of a potential fight that you must recruit an outsider? Obviously, she isn't keen on the idea of being forced to stay on the sidelines. After a brief period of panic, Orson, I don't know where Organ came from, but there you go. Orson regains his senses again. Your willingness to protect your people at all costs is admirable, your majesty. However, you are no doubt reluctant to send any additional men into that temple for fear of losing them. Orson seems to hit the nail on the head as Zelda falters. Goddesses, he's a master of manipulation, isn't he? It would be almost scary if he wasn't so inept at almost everything else. Allow me to go in their stead for but a paltry sum. I assure you, you won't be disappointed. She doesn't answer immediately, but it seems she is thinking it over. You understand that there is no small danger within the walls of that temple? If Link was unable to defeat whatever evil plagues that place, I fear the strength that lies inside. She must be worried for her friend because I can hear the anxiety in her voice when she speaks the hero's name. Set your worries aside. I have fought and killed many a beast. I will not fail. He's not even asking for advance payment this time. Either he knows she won't fall for it, or he truly believes he can defeat whatever is in there. I suppose the pros outweigh the cons in this scenario. I will put my trust in you, Orson. You have one day. If you do not return by then, I will follow you in. Her advisors protest, but she is resolute in this decision. Hey, I've played as Zelda in Smash. She can handle herself. Orson takes an honored bow, then thanks her for her trust in him. Well, apparently I underestimated him. At the very least, this makes me feel a little less stupid for falling for his tricks. Please give him and his servant a room to stay. A guide will take you to Lake Hylia. I've never been able to pronounce that. First thing in the morning. I twitch at the word servant. Is it that obvious? Orson returns to my side, grinning like a cat. Well, looks like you've been hired. Have fun getting drenched and fighting all that unspeakable evil. Before I can take my leave, however, he puts an arm around my shoulders. Kietha, do you honestly believe I'd leave without my trusty sidekick? I bail immediately. This doesn't sound like a run-of-the-mill job. There is something serious lurking in that temple, and I have no intention of losing my life to it. You really don't need me there. I'll only be a nuisance to you. I'm sure you will return safe and sound without my help. He lets out a boisterous laugh. No, you see, this is not a request. It's an order. I throw off his arm in disgust. You aren't my master. You can't give me orders. Is that so? In that case, maybe I should ask my new friends to escort you out, since obviously you are a simple freeloader looking for a handout. My eyes widen in horror at his threat. I've heard that many monsters roam the fields of Hyrule at night. I wouldn't want to be alone out there all alone. Excuse me, this guy's a jackass. I was only joking, master. Of course I'll accompany you. I fold like a cheap tent. No matter what, I am screwed. Worse yet, it seems like Orson is fully on board with going through with things this time. Whether it's because of his delusions of somehow being a better hero than an actual legend, or simply because he realizes completing this job will set him up for life, I have no clue. And I can only wonder what awaits my future now. For now, I just have to survive like I've always done. By late morning, we have already arrived at Lake Hylia, home of the water temple. Okay, we're going to take a pin and put it right here. And when we come back, we'll pick it up at this very, very marshy looking lake. I expected more than this, honestly. But yeah, we'll pick it up from here when we get back. Excuse me. If you're liking what you're seeing so far, leave a like. Comments, suggestions of other things to play, anything like that, you can leave it in the comment section. And as always, subscribe and check out VNsnow.com. That's VNsnow.com for all the other good stuff. Catch you guys next time.